can you find it here? Namaste and welcome. I'm Nadja. On this channel, we don't escape the real world, we decode it. I take the raw, unscripted moments of my life here and analyze them to help you redefine yourself. Let's see what the chaos taught us today. Namaste and welcome back to my podcast, Me, Myself and I as in India. My name is Nadja, and today I would like to talk about the biggest lesson I think I'm learning every day here in India, and this is basically translated into my language where I come from. Don't judge its book by its cover, or don't judge a book by its cover. Why is that, and why did I learn that so well in India? Because other than, I would say, in the Western world, and I have to say, I will use Western world, but it's actually wrong because Western world would be technically everything that is west from India, but it's wrong because there's also east of India, and it's also like very modern, let's say like Australia and Japan and all of this. And don't get me wrong, I know very well there are very modern parts in India. I've seen them, and it's just to distinguish, let's say, the Indian culture or the Indian aspect and where I come from and my original mindset, let's say like that. So we call it Western, but don't get me wrong, it's just that they here in India even they distinguish the clothes, Western clothes and Indian clothes. So I just follow that. Yeah, what I learned here very much from the very first beginning is like whatever you see from the outside, in the inside, it can be completely different. So whether it's a building or a house, a restaurant, like they just don't focus so much how it looks on the outside and more how it looks on the inside. And let's say a restaurant can look, let's say, not so top notch on the outside as of the building, but inside it's top notch, or is very the food, especially the food, is just amazing. And like you can sometimes, my family and friends here, they take me to places where from the outside I would be like, it's like not the place I would typically go to as of like my personal standards. But then you go to those places and then the food you get is just amazing. So like you cannot prejudge. And the same for like the houses. From the outside they look like just like not so fancy, but then you enter like the flat or the house, and on the inside it's just amazingly well done. And just like we have that, or not everyone, I don't speak for everyone, but I would say in general the Western mindset is like it has to look good on the outside, so it is good on the inside. We definitely grow up like this, and we are preconditioned like this. At least I can speak for myself. I'm pretty sure you can ask yourself the same. That this probably applies for you as well. So this is something I realized that we have to, or we should. I mean, nothing you have to, but it's just something you should just erase, because like in our, like in the Western world, like we think that everything needs to be super perfect on the outside, and then we just automatically think it's perfect on the inside. And sometimes we go then in like a fancy hotel or a fancy restaurant, and then we're actually disappointed because the quality is not that good. But here it's just basically the opposite sometimes, or most of the times. On the outside it's not that nice, and the inside is just super wow. The food is amazing, the place is amazing, like it's just incredible. So, and that like for a lot of different scenarios. And I learned this very much, that you can never judge. And also, what we have in Germany, or in the Western world, is like, so we go by clusters, and let's say like this is a nice neighborhood, and this is not a nice neighborhood, and like all the rich people live in one place and all the poor people live in a different place. And here in India, it's just all mixed. Now, I don't want to say it's everywhere like this, but another airplane. In many cases, it's just mixed. Like there is a very fancy restaurant next to just a normal restaurant. It's not like they're like in clusters, and this is also what I like so much. Like you can find everything everywhere, and like I just like sometimes have to, for me to really like, my brain is cheating me, because like many times we go to places where I don't know where we're going, and like the neighborhood looks like really mm, not so good, let's say like that. And then like suddenly like a super top notch thing comes up, or the other way, it just doesn't look very cool from the outside, but like inside the food is just amazing. And I really love good food, so I like step by step learn to just remove all these preconditions and prejudgment, and just like take it, take the flow, and one step at a time, and really don't judge. Because one thing I really learned is expectations lead to disappointment. So whatever you're going to expect, whether it's inside or outside, or however you imagine it's going to be, and then it's not going to be like you imagine, then you just get very disappointed. And you might say now, I don't believe that, but just remember one situation where you felt like that, you expected something from someone, maybe, and then this didn't happen, and you were disappointed, right? And India teaches me this a lot, like don't expect anything from anything, and also not from anyone, but that's a different story. But like really just go with an open mind, and I invite everyone to just go out there with an open mind, and don't prejudge from the outside. And this for everything. And now also coming back to the people, this for everything: people, places, and food. I mean, one of the best chais I have is literally on a very small train station. Is this guy? I don't know how he cooks it, but it's just so amazing. When you arrive in the morning and you drink it, and the ginger, you can feel how the hot chai goes down your throat, and it's just lovely. And one time I told this guy, like, your chai is like amazing, like one of the best I ever had. And he was just like very shy, and he was not even aware of it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so this is like also so amazing. Like, people are very humble, and they just do this for many years, and they do the same thing, and they just do this to perfection. And I just love this, and I really learned to love also the very small things, like this little chai for 10 rupees. This just makes my day when I have it. I'm just like, you start your day perfectly fine. And I invite you all to find those little moments, and also to watch yourself carefully when you prejudge the next time, and maybe call out on yourself and say, hey, maybe that was wrong, maybe I should not do this, and maybe I should give it a go, even so it doesn't look like according to my standards. And that can be like clothes of someone, or car or someone, like we judge a lot out there, especially in the Western world. If this guy drives a great car, he must be good earning and very successful and all of this, but we never look actually behind the facade. And that is actually another good learning out of this. Like, look behind, look what is behind, and don't just stick with the surface, and because we people tend to fake those surfaces a lot. And yeah, this is something we have to all work on. So this is one of my biggest lessons here in India, and it happens to me all the time, and I'm all the time again and again amazed of those wonderful places, those hidden gems you find when you just stay open and look behind the curtain, look behind what it is inside, and stay curious, most of all, because we might be too scared to actually step into those places because they're not according to our standards. That's it for today. Take care, and I'll share another episode soon. Thank you. Bye.